Spoonfeed is an attempt to flip ignorance into curiosity,
lack of awareness into identity,
prejudices into opinions,
and opinions into beliefs.
Basically, from this
to this. We have an identity problem in our country. No two ways about it. We glorify our diversity and we've done nothing for our unity.
Our national identity is crippled by regional, religious and social divisions. Except when this happens.
Absolutely magnificent. Tony finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. India lift the World Cup after 28 years.
We have a skewed regional identity, where the South looks at the North suspiciously,
where the North looks at the West as Bollywood,
the West looks at the East as foreigners,
and the East looks at the South as idli vada sambar and chutney, side pick. We have a skewed religious identity where Hindus, Jains, Buddhists and Sikhs are unaware of the sameness of their beliefs.
And our Muslim, Jews and Christians are unaware of their magnificent Indic heritage. Beyond regional and religious differences, casteism and racism is our ugliest face. The imperial Brahmins versus the deprived Dalits.
The rich capitalists versus the reserved poor.
The brown sahib versus the vernacular crowd.
Basically, the haves versus the have-nots. The truth is, we are all equally Hindustani.
This identity crisis is propagated using two tools. The history that is taught in our schools
and current affairs spewed by our media.
Basically a skewed syllabus
and a skewed perspective.
We study history for years, and all we get out of it is an inferiority complex. Every empire and kingdom, the Greeks, the Arabs, the Turks, and the Brits have invaded us, and we are supposed to thank them?
Is this what they mean by Atithi Devo Bhava? You'll enjoy Raji Malhotra's take on this.
Very serious problem with the way Indian history has been taught to a lot of people, that Indian civilization is basically upgraded every time an invader comes. This is the invasion theory of India. Wait, let me tell you. The Aryans came and brought us Sanskrit and Vedas. Then the Greeks came and brought us philosophy. We didn't have any of that, and mathematics and so on. Yes, the British gave us cricket and science and rational thinking because we were stupid before that. And now the Americans will give us human rights.
Then what have we done for ourselves? Are we capable of solving our issues today? Or do we need yet another invasion?
Our culture, the Bharatiya culture, the Indian culture tradition, was the ancient. She saw rather, the Greek culture rising, coming to eminence. She applauded it, and then she was sad when it was decaying, and we presided over complete annihilation. Roman culture rose up, died away. Egyptian culture rose up, died away. Macedonian culture rose up, died away. All these we witnessed. But the Hindu culture is even today, we are discussing now, because it is not a historical in the library only, but it is dynamically living. Now, what is the secret of it?
What is so unique about her? And why has this not been explored and taught in our schools?
The history taught in our schools and colleges has a warped agenda. The syllabus is designed to bore you and overload you with dates and names.
I know what y'all must be thinking right now. How is the dead dude relevant? And why does the past matter?
Cause and effect. We valued knowledge, so we innovated.
Innovations gave us surplus food.
Surplus food led to cities.
Cities meant trade and commerce.
Trade and commerce meant wealth.
Wealth led to invasions.
And these invasions made us a third world country that we are today.
Our history is the history of science, philosophy, politics, ethics, culture, empire building, and much, much more. History is all connected, ever present, and most relevant for the future. That was our skewed syllabus. Now for our skewed perspective.
We live in the time of breaking news. We go from one breaking news story to the next. It's gotten so bad that breaking news is interrupted by more breaking news.
If that was not bad enough, you turn on your television, you see this.
किरण बेदी को चर्चा रहे अजय जी आप वो आम आदमी पार्टी के मुकाबला करने नहीं आई अजय जी मैं मुकाबला करने नहीं आई
You open the newspaper, you see this.
Every day we are left with a doomsday scenario, angry with others, frustrated and insecure. This fear-mongering is a real phenomenon.
But we can't just blame the media for this.
Let us stop demonizing and exorcising somebody as the villain. There is no villain. Come on, the media guys have their targets, daily TRP targets. So they'll work on their targets and let us work on our targets, which are ensuring that the holistic national interests are safeguarded. The only people who can discipline the media is us, common people who watch the news, who visit the websites. Let us stop reacting to these things. That will automatically push the page 1 news to some page 11 small typographic news.
Let's accept that we are all equally responsible.
People spend hours with Nation wants to know and WhatsApp wants to share. This overload has dumbed us down so much that we behave like mice following the Pied Piper.
This results in two types of people in our nation, raging bulls
and docile cows.
We want the raging bulls to stop and think.
And the docile cows to wake up. Jago! We all know the story of the 6 blind men and the elephant. Time to open your eyes and see the elephant for what it is. So the big question, who were we and who we are?
Are we, as Karl Marx said, a people with no history at all? Or as William Durant said, motherland of us all?
Here at Spoonfeed, we say, time to get educated, not just be entertained.
Time to know what's news and what's noise.
Time to build the future by knowing your past.
Forget the glass half full, half empty argument.
It's too late to be a pessimist.
Time to move forward as one people,
one culture,
one nation.
Next week onwards, we begin our epic Indian story.
Exploring certain myths and exploding others.
Mixing mythology and history
through modern research and discoveries
to give us a sense of our rightful place
in the story of humanity.
Let's do that. Go for it.
If any of what you've said makes sense, no. If anything what he said makes
You want to do that one more time?
Yeah.
Okay.
If any of what we have said makes sense to you,
subscribe.